Welcome.
Welcome home. This is the house that Nuskin built. This is the house that you all built. So, welcome to your corporate home.
Yeah, and thank you for being spending some time with us. And I will ask some questions for you to maybe share a little bit more about the history.
Before we get into that, can I just make a comment? So last week we were in London together with your team of ladies. And some of you were there too, a few of you. And I said, what an impressive group of people. Just beautiful, charismatic, excited people. I would follow any one of them to the edge of the earth. And one at a time, these people would corner us and say, next week, my downline is going to be in the program. And they would give me your names, and they would say, you've got to greet them and tell them hello and tell them how much we love them. And that happened 500 times. And so,
Hello, we love you.
You're great. We love you. We're so excited to see you. Two things. One is, when you see them next, say, hey, Stephen and Sandy, remember that? Stephen, Sandy, said that they'd seen you and that they said hello, so we get credit for that. And secondly, they were such a beautiful group, but I can't see any difference. You are the same quality people, of course, that they are. So next time we do one of those team lead trips, let's just all go. Okay? Let's all Okay, that's my.
That's a nice message, and thank you, Steve, for sharing this. First, maybe because I know you a little bit after 15 years, but some of the people are quite new in the business, and they maybe still don't really know why. I mean, why did you create all of these, and actually what was really the idea at the beginning? So,
Well, I was a young mother, 28 years old, 2 children, a husband. We'd had some success as distributors in a network marketing company. Well, unfortunately, that company went away. I loved.
They claim it's not their fault.
It wasn't. It was mismanagement. And it was sad because we had such beautiful, we built a community of people. And I loved it. So I looked around at some other companies and I just didn't trust anyone else except for myself. I trusted myself. So I got together with someone that had been in my downline, and she had a brother named Blake Roney. And we made him president because he just graduated from college with a degree in finance. And of course he had a best friend named Steve Lund who was an attorney. And we needed one of those too. So we named our company 37 years ago, sitting in a little condo in Provo, Utah, Nuskin International. Now,
that was a big vision already.
amazing, and Steve helped us do that. He wrote up the corporate papers.
It was really
For free.
It's kind of a comic event. I was filling out the corporate paperwork as the lawyer. So we're filling out all the check marks. I said, okay, we need to know what our corporate name is. So what's their name? Nuskin. I said, okay, right. But like, is it Nuskin Incorporated, or is it Nuskin Limited, or is it Nuskin? And somebody said, and I said, how about, now we're sitting in a little room. Nobody outside that room had ever heard of us. And I said, I know, Nuskin International. And everybody laughed and said, yeah, write it down. No, we could go, Nuskin Intergalactic.
Had we known.
That was the next thing. But so anyway, that was fun.
Well, and that's why it was so inspiring to hear that there's 20 countries represented here today. I mean, yes, we had the vision to go international, but thank you for helping us make those dreams come true. It's you that made us come true.
Indeed. And do you have maybe one of the stories from the beginning that you would like to share with our people today? Like
I'll start. You realize you're sitting in the 5th office that we had. The first one was the condo. The second one was the Yarmouth building, it's called, just down the street. And we had the warehouse, the office, everything was in, now that's not the Yarmouth building, sorry guys, that's the third office. But anyway, we had all of our product, we had like Wizard of Oz behind the screen, we had our products stacked. People would say, we want to come to the corporate headquarters, we'd say, please don't. And one day I went in and the lower floor, because we were on the second floor, had all this dust and stuff in this office, and I'm like, what happened there? Our product had fallen through the floor into the man below's office. That's how we knew it was time to move. We were grown.
That's a nice one. I heard as well, and maybe you noticed that there is a coffee here called The Spoon. We've heard sometime about the story, but we would like to get it from you. So can you tell us a little bit more about the Spoon story?
Well, we would get the product in the beginning in big 5-gallon containers, and we had to do our own packaging. So I would drive to a place called the Industrial Container Store and buy containers, and then literally we would spoon the product into the jars, and then I would hand label them, because I had very nice handwriting because I was an elementary school teacher, so I knew how to, very nice handwriting. But I didn't have very good spelling because the first 50 rejuvenating creams were not spelled correctly.
But the rest of the Spoon story is that we ran out of packaging, right? And so the legend is that they're doing one of their early meetings and they ran out of packages, but we did have that bulk product that we were doing that. So they wanted everybody to go away at least with a sample. And so they said, all right, if you have a package of your own, bring it up here and we'll just give you a spoonful. And so people went in and rinsed out their Estee Lauder bottles from their purses and their Lancome and whatever they had.
Tic Tacs.
There was a Tic Tac container, and they would spoon it in there. So that was the famous spoon incident.
That's a very nice one. Is there a product maybe from the beginning that you really liked, and maybe you can still find it in your portfolio today?
Well, if you haven't tried the facial lift system, the business was built on demonstrating the difference through the facial lift system. We would lay people on the floor, paint one half of their face, told them they couldn't talk. Then we do all the talking and tell them all the benefits of our products, and then wash it off, and then show them the difference that single application of a product used. And there's an iconic picture of Blake in a trailer home, so a caravan, in little meeting, applying facelift on a lady.
If you haven't done this half face thing, you need to do it. It's really pretty fun because it really does smooth out half your face. So at one time we had half of the city of Provo walking around looking like they had a stroke. It was different.
That can be funny for pictures, indeed.
Well, it's good for Halloween as well.
I can imagine. Is there maybe a product that you love today and that has been created later? What is your favorite product?
Well, the Lumi Spa, if I don't have my Lumi Spa, I pretty much feel like I haven't washed my face. So I would say the Lumi Spa these days.
I think this is about best one for everyone as well.
I counted the other day, I wrote them down, how many products I use of Nuskin or Pharmanex before I leave the house, and I use 40. But I take a lot of supplements that you might not have. So I'm not challenging you, but I'm saying, count how many you're using, and if you're not using even half that many, get started. You've got the best stuff. And every month, just order something new that you haven't tried, because it could become your favorite thing.
I love all these products, but as I'm thinking about it, Dr. Paul Cox is walking around the building to keep us from getting hurt. I'm going to tell you that my favorite product is Hui Moni shampoo.
Very good, very good.
Paul, are you here right now?
He's in the
There he is, back there. Go, Paul. We're going to hear from him.
Probably, Paul.
I think you hear from him next, and it'll be more fun than we.
That's a good one as well. And this journey was maybe not as easy as you can imagine. You had certainly ups and downs. Can you maybe share one of the challenges that you encountered and how you reacted?
Well, if you can picture it, this is before computers, before cell phones, before computers, right? So we would, before faxes. So we would get an order with a check or money order attached in the mail, and it would take 6 to 8 weeks for you to get your product. That's a long time. But we were a debt-free company, you see, so we were using your money to kind of buy more product to stay up. And so there was so many stresses and challenges because we were running out of things every day. And we were trying to keep a lot of people happy. We would have to calculate the bonus checks by putting your volume on an index card and building this system, and then 5 up, and then, can you imagine if we were still doing that? Thank goodness, all I have to say, we got some faxes. When the faxes first started coming through, can you imagine? We got a fax machine and people started faxing in their orders with a credit card.
Are you picturing this? So this is before computers. We were still developing our first computer program, but it wasn't working.
TV.
It wasn't working.
What?
Working.
In that picture, look at our television.
I see it. That
We
was
have to
kind
get up and turn the
of
channels.
a strange thing. And so when a sale was made, when distributors came in, they got an index card. When a sale was made, it got recorded on that card. And then when we calculated the bonuses at the end of the month, they say, okay, here's $20, and $5 goes up here, and $5 here, and $5 here, and they would add them all up manually, and then go through the cards and write the checks, add them up and write the checks, and then put the cards back in the box, and hope we didn't grow very much before next month, or that the computer system started working.
Before we got that computer system, thank goodness.
That's amazing, and I do remember as well when I started that we actually received like 2% of our turnover through the web. Everything else was through fax and postal mail, if you remember that as well. It was quite amazing. And what is maybe today also your vision? So, because maybe when you started in Provo, and we talked about this as well, that maybe you would have thought of moving the company in California, but you didn't. Maybe can you explain us why actually you stayed here in Provo?
Go ahead.
Well, I like to speak to that. When Blake recruited me to come be part of the company, we were both from California and living here in Provo, and he said, so this is how we get home. We'll start this little company, and then once it's up and running, you guys can run it. I'm going to go to law school. Blake was going to go to law school. He never got to law school. We're still waiting for him to go to law school. And he said, and then once we can afford to, we will pick up and we're going to move to Santa Barbara, California, and we'll grow the company there. And the next time we opened our eyes, the company was too big to move. And we found that this was actually a very ideal place to do something like this, because this is a university town. I don't know if you saw, but Brigham Young University is over here with its 30-something thousand students, and Utah Valley University is up there with its 40,000 something students. And so between them, there's this amazing workforce of highly educated people who are looking for part-time work. And because of the missionary program of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they speak all kinds of languages. And so we could make a phone call and end up with 20 Polish speakers here to help us, with tours and so forth, or Asian people, Japanese, Korean, whatever it was. So this turned out to be just an ideal place to be. So it would have been crazy to move to California, but it was a lie. He did promise he would
He
take us.
bought the dream.
I'm still waiting for
It
the
wasn't my dream because I had my kids here and I had my family here, so I was probably pretty happy to be in Utah.
So you settled the dream.
Maybe. It was expensive to go to California.
This would have been a mistake. I'm so happy we stayed true.
Yeah.
And I think we are all happy to be here today, right? Are you happy? Yeah? I think you have also a lot of experience. You met so many leaders. What maybe would be the advice that you would give to the people that are here today? Because they are all qualified as labbies already, and some of them are even with the European title now. But yeah, they are quite our new leadership, I would say.
Yes, and I'm so proud of you because many of you are the forerunners in your countries. You know, I was in Poland maybe 10 years ago, but it just didn't have the leadership that it needed to keep going and growing. And this is now happening around the world because it is leaders. It is leadership. And how do you get to be a leader? Because you go through stuff and you don't quit. You've learned how to get help, figure out where to go, get encouragement, and you have a belief. And I'm going to tell you, expect that belief to grow 10 times because you've visited your home. You have roots, and you know your roots, and you're familiar with your roots, and you can come now with a different attitude because you've been grounded here. And that's why we love having you both here.
I guess you know why you're here, because it isn't that difficult to sign up to be a Nuskin distributor and become an executive. You just, recruit your friends and your family and people you know, and you can get to a certain place. But to do what you've done, you have to move beyond that and get outside of your warm circle of friends and find, the creativity and the courage sometimes to go out and talk to people that you don't know. And everybody in this room has proven that they can do that very, very effectively, which means everybody in this room can just as well be a team elite as a Ruby. It's just a matter of time and effort. So the reason we brought you here is to try to help you secure the dream that this is worth pursuing, because it's no longer a question of talent for you. It's just a question of stamina. If you stick it out, you're going to have amazing success.
And I often get, and which I appreciate, a lot of thanks for starting this and for still being involved in this. But my gratitude is to every single one of you who first had to believe in yourselves, then you had to believe in Nuskin products so that you could share them, and then you had to take that belief and go share it with others. And I'm so proud of you because you've done that for yourself. You've changed your life with the opportunity called Nuskin. So congratulate yourselves for making a difference in your own lives and in the lives that you've touched and the lives that you have yet to touch.
It's really nice to see how passionate you are still after so many years. Can you maybe share with us then your vision for the future and what is still exciting for you to be here with us today?
The question really is, has the time of opportunity ended? Are there still people out there who are trying to figure out their highest and best use of their talents? Well, of course, the need for the interest in, the demand for opportunity that will let people go out and lead others to success is almost unlimited in this world. And so people we often hear, I wish I'd have been there in 1984 when it happened.
No,
you didn't want to be there. It was, Sandy's husband, Craig, used to say, we're the pioneers that are leading out, and it's the pioneers who take the arrows, who don't survive, because there were a lot of challenges that they dealt with that you're not. As we continue to build out this foundation, this place, these technology systems, the social media tools that we're building, all of these tools you're going to be talking about while you're here, the opportunity gets easier and easier to sell to other people and to invite other people to do, easier for you to do. And so, we feel like we're just a shadow of what we will be in the future because the opportunity will be there. The other question is, so is the product filled with high quality products? Everybody's got everything they need? Well, no, of course not. The high quality, high tech products that Paul Cox and others, Joe Chang, are bringing to market here and around the world are different and better than the products that just about everybody you know is using. And so if you've got people needing opportunity, people needing your great products, people interested in belonging to this great culture that aggregates the goodwill of hundreds of thousands of people and directs them to causes that truly change the world, why wouldn't our future be bright? We think tomorrow will be so much bigger than today.
And it's really our community. Look around and the people that you've attracted to the business. It's like if you're positive and happy, you belong. And if you're not positive and happy yet, we'll get you there. Because we're all about giving. We're not about segmenting, you're this, you're that, you can't hang out. No. We are one global family that wants to be a force for good in the world. Whether that's in your daily actions or in becoming a Nourishing Children ambassador, whatever your goals are, the more you give, the more you get. And that's been proven over and over again. So giving is actually kind of selfish. But I appreciate your Force for Good efforts. And that's what attracts me to this community, our Force for Good.
Let me just add this, because you're right, this is a global thing that we're doing here. One of the reasons we love to get us all together, is because you can get a better sense of how expansive the opportunity is. You're not in this alone. There are other people that are smart and talented and beautiful like you are, doing this business. And so look at each other. This is a community. People walk in and say, I would love to be part of this. I would love to have these as my friends. But your tunnel vision too, even in this room, there's a little bit of tunnel vision, because if we were to invite the same group out of Latin America, you would be stunned that this room would look a lot like this. Highly talented, highly skilled people that are making it happen in tougher economies, as tough or tougher than the ones that you're living in. If we did this from Asia, this building would be teeming with people who look just like you if you look in their eyes. That same intensity, that same love for humanity that you see here. And so we belong to a global family that's going to do amazing things, driving economic prosperity among our family, but also in the communities that we touch along the way.
Wow. And if you would have only one thing that you would mention, why are you proud today? What about it? So what is
The community of people, and the fact that they do things motivated by love. I mean, I feel love for all of you, because I know that you're helping others succeed. So whenever you have a choice, think about it. Which decision is motivated by love? Love for myself, love for others, love for the world. Which of these choices do I make? And as long as you can have that on the forefront of your mind, you'll be successful.
What do you say after that? Better than love is
Nothing.
What I am most, Nuskin started out as a small collection of ideas. When Blake first talked to me, before I'd even met Sandy, and said, we're going to build a company and it's going to be about these things. And there were like 5 of them, and we talked about them here. They're just ideas, and ideas have no weight until people put them into action. And so it wasn't, I'm trying to go the long way around the block to say what I'm proud most of is you, that you've embraced these ideas, that together we can do more than we can do alone, and together we can build a great life for our own families, but also for each other. There's such power in that. That's the organizational philosophy that forms cities and nations and tribes and great institutions. And, to me, Nuskin more and more feels less like a company and more like an institution. And less like an institution and more like a family. So I'm just really proud that the ideas have stayed constant. So far, so good. This CEO, this management team is as passionate about these ideas as Blake and Sandy and the rest of us have been. And I hope that you do too. These ideas have traction. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we would have to say nothing to you, but maybe if you would have one last word to share with everyone about what you expect from them when they will go back home.
The best is yet to come. That's all I have to say. The best is yet to come. And you're in charge of that. So choose wisely.
Sandy, that was 6 words.
Steve.
I don't have any better words than you have, but if I had one word, it would be respect. We know something of what you do, about how hard it is to do this, and how fun it is, and how joyful it is. But at the end of the day, every morning you have to get up and start over and go do hard things. And so, how do we respect you? That's another formula of love, I think, Cindy. But we admire you, admire your tenacity, admire your goodness. Thank you for all that you do.